Hello, and a very warm welcome to our channel. Today we give you a piece of breaking news. Prince Philip called Meghan Markle this very dirty name after Megxit. British royal family news reveals that Prince Philip was so indignation with Los Angeles native Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, that he called her a dirty name. A name that is historically very dirty in his family anyway. According to the royal watcher Ingrid Seward, Prince Philip was so incensed that the merry American divorcee waltzed into his family and wreaked havoc on it that he compared her to another American divorcee who took a wrecking ball to the firm. Seward states that Philip was so dismayed and deeply upset following the outrageous Megxit move that he compared the B-list actress to, gasp, Wallis Simpson. In her book, Prince Philip Revealed, the royal watcher claims that the 99-year-old patriarch was, quote, unable to understand Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Harry and Meghan were so disenchanted with palace life that they told his family they wanted to make a ton more money in the States than they could in the UK, aka financial freedom, and had no choice but to leave. Poor Philip was said to be so hurt that he reached down low to draw a nasty comparison between Meghan Markle and Wallis Simpson, but not before he tried to help Harry advise Meghan on how to adapt to her new royal role. His words were in vain, however, as hot-headed Harry was having none of it. Harry did not want to listen to his grandfather's advice. Seward went on to say, quote, for Philip, whose entire existence has been based on a devotion to doing his duty, it appeared that his grandson had abdicated his for the sake of his marriage to an American divorcee, in much the same way as Edward VIII gave up his crown to marry Wallis Simpson in 1936, and that was clearly unacceptable. The behavior of his grandson is completely foreign to him, so the relationship suffered in a natural way. Meghan is a one-time divorcee and twice divorced Wallis Simpson, created a constitutional crisis in the 1930s when King Edward VIII tried to marry her. The Church of England did not accept divorce, forcing Edward VIII to abdicate the throne. His brother, the Duke of York, took place, and when he died, Philip's wife, the former Princess Elizabeth, became heir to the throne. A source revealed no one on the palace liked her. Staff would quiet the Queen rehired them. The staff said she was rude, no manners to the Queen and Prince Charles, told her their groceries would no longer be paid by the family. Her high-rank food list was more than they could pay. She was to pay out of her pockets. Frogmore, all the remodeling was not paid by the people, but Prince Harry's money. Get the clothing expense was cut. Anything over out of her pocket, and that pissed her off as well. Dear Prince Philip is so right. All she wanted from the royal family is a fairy tale princess wedding. I don't believe she ever intended to adhere to their lifestyle and traditions. She is a Wallis Simpson. She thought she would be in the limelight like she was on her little set of the Suits show. Big world, Meghan, much bigger than the set of Suits. When she wasn't in the limelight, her narcissistic self couldn't cope. Shame on Harry for letting her ruin his relationship with his family, especially William and his grandmother. She believed from the beginning she could alter her position to have the royal family do whatever she wanted. I actually think she thought she could have it all. Her position as a royal and her American star, I've said from the beginning she reminded me of Wallis Simpson, and Harry is just a fool enough not to see it. I've watched the pictures of the situation, and Harry looks more and more troubled as the months and Meghan takeover continually brings what I'm afraid I would only call the bad press. She wanted it all. Her changing the way the royal family works and nagging Harry to make her way in the American position as well. It is an ugly situation and, for me, an embarrassment. And finally, I'm upset and aghast by those two disrespectful, ungrateful losers' behavior, which names don't need mentioning. So let permanently abdicate all. Shut the door. Let them disappear from royal life away. Dear Prince Philip, I think you have done well. Please shut that door on all of them. No more abusive disputes. It hurts. Meanwhile, in other news we just received, the Queen reigns supreme. Monarch is the most popular royal in the UK, poll with William and Kate Middleton second and third favorites, while Harry and Meghan's popularity plummets. Public opinion for the Queen throughout the coronavirus pandemic has plummeted for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, a new poll revealed today. A YouGov royal favorability tracker, which polled Brits across January, March, and October, found Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's standing with the public fell during the lockdown and its aftermath. No surprise at this survey, the Queen has devoted her life to serving the country and has always been an excellent example, putting her duty first. Philip has always been her rock and showed how a man can put his wife's duty before her country, before his own needs. They are a shining tribute, and William and Catherine have been following their example with a modern approach for the times we live in. Charles and Camilla may not be as popular, but they, in turn, have helped many charities and organizations. Unfortunately, Harry and Meghan did not rise to the challenge and have confirmed in the eyes of the world their lack of honesty, their hypocrisy and self-entitlement, Meghan's arrogant belief that she could be the star of the family, their sycophancy of Hollywood elites, and their betrayal of both their families has made them hugely toxic to most people. They have become totally irrelevant to the UK, and every day their utterances on the internet and other media are laughable and confirm this. Perception of Prince Philip always continues to rise, with the Duke of Edinburgh's net score now up 3 points since March to 28. And the majority of those polled also thought Prince Charles should write to government ministers on topics he felt strongly about, like the environment. The survey also found the public believe William and Kate's influence on the royal family over the next decade will outweigh that of Harry and Meghan and the Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall. Some 68% believe William and Kate would have the most influence on the royal family over the next decade, while 12% said Charles and Camilla and 7% said Meghan and Harry. Favorable public opinion about the Sussexes has dropped in the past 12 months, according to YouGov, falling significantly after they said in early January they wanted to step back as senior members of the royal family and work to become more financially independent. Harry's positive rating was 71% in October of last year, but fell to 55% days after his bombshell announcement, while Meghan's rating also dropped from 55% to 38% over the same period. Time is a marvelous revealer. Harry and his Vano wife have proven over time to be untrustworthy. They abandoned Queen and country, believing that they would establish a rival court in Tinseltown and that the world would bow down in worshipful obeisance at the altar of their egos. The opposite has occurred. Even Hollywood A-listers are distancing themselves from the hypocritical grifters. Harry and Meghan Markle are both bullies, arrogant and self-absorbed. They are the mirror image of each other, as he is dumb and she is cunning. Both they are violent, vengeful, and embittered. Sadists are reviled over time, and their abuse of her ailing father and the royal family has made them repugnant in the eyes of thinking people. Harry should be removed from the line of succession, and their HRH, titles, and patronages should be stripped now. Meanwhile, during the pandemic crisis, the Queen made 2 important televised addresses to the nation, and William and Kate have carried out events in support of businesses as society reopened or thanked frontline and key workers, as did Charles and Camilla. When the public asked if they had a positive opinion of the Queen, 83% said they did, upon the March figure of 79%. While 80% felt favorable about William and 76% about Kate, an increase for the couple. When asked who should succeed the Queen, opinion favored William, with 41% saying he should be the next monarch, compared to 37% for Charles. The poll found 67% of those questioned believed the UK should continue with a constitutional monarchy, while 21% wanted an elected head of state. And commenting on this survey, a lot of fans mocked the couple. One fan said, "That's what happens when when you disrespect the Queen." Meghan thought it was a war between her and Kate and William versus Harry. Her silly fans still do. What she totally misunderstood was the disrespect that the country has for the Queen. She took her on. Only one winner. William and Kate just went high when Harry and Meghan went low. Any mud flung from LA just bounced back across the pond. A fan also replied, "Looking back now, it is hard to believe Harry was ever popular. That costume, those slurs caught on tape, the interview in Afghanistan where he flat out says he doesn't like England very much, and that people are guilty if they buy the papers and believe anything written about him. He was very bitter, ungrateful, and thin-skinned back then. People chose to ignore it because of his tragic loss. No excuses will suffice now. Time to look in the mirror." Meanwhile, they second that, glad to see Harry and Meghan so far down. They no longer serve in a royal capacity, but think somehow they have the right to criticize and dictate to the British public. Harry has the nerve to tell the UK to have a look at its past, yet he will have benefited from that past a lot more than poor taxpayers ever did. If you feel so passionately about it, give up the wealth that you have acquired from the British taxpayers, and then you can go along with the fake Mother Teresa Act. A user also agrees and said, "Meghan claims not to pay attention to anything written about her or said about her, whether it be praise or criticism. I'm sure she will hear about the depth of her unpopularity in the UK, but will use that as just another excuse to play victim. She will never get it through her head that while people were receptive of her in the beginning, it was her own behavior and disrespect to the monarchy and its traditions which turned people off, as well as her deceit in first embracing her royal responsibilities before disrespecting Her Majesty and abandoning the duties she so eagerly signed on for when she married Harry." And you? What do you think about Meghan being criticized and the dirty names imposed on her? Let us know in the comments below and discuss it together. And as always, return to our channel for the latest news about the royal family, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry right here. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Goodbye.